I thought of you about this weekend because obviously with the Packers and the 49ers playing each other, many people clearly and obviously would associate you with Seattle, although those might be the millennials in this mix. You were hired by Bill Walsh to be Joe Montana's quarterbacks coach. Is that that is a true story, right?
That is true, yeah.
What in the world was that interview like, Mike?
Well, I went in there and I was a San Francisco guy, and I'd always gone to as a coach, I'd always gone and visited the 49er training camp out in my area because I was there in the summer. And so I knew a couple of guys on the staff, and a friend phoned me and said, the quarterback coach is leaving, Paul Hackett. He's leaving the 49ers. Why don't you apply for that job? I said, nah, they're not going to, I've only been in college coaching for a couple of years. But he goes, no, really, why don't you try? And so I phoned a couple of guys, got the interview anyway. And I think it went well. Bill was great. And then he was very honest with me. He said, Mike, I've got a couple of guys in mind, and you had a great interview, but I got a couple of guys in mind. If they want the job, then I'm going to go that way. So I said, okay, thank you. And for the experience, I thought I learned a lot. And then I was jogging one day at lunch at BYU, and the secretary says, hey, Mr. Walsh phoned. I said you were out jogging. I said, what? So I raced back, and long story short, he offered me the position, and it was really something to be able to go back to my hometown and coach, and not to mention have a pretty good quarterback to coach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was special. Well, I always tell people Joe wasn't very good until I got there, though.
Well, that's a good story to tell for sure, and it's interesting because right now we're talking about how Aaron Rodgers has taken to LaFleur's coaching, Matt LaFleur's coaching, or LaFleur has changed his style maybe to suit Rodgers. We're none of us are really at the granular level here, but what is that philosophy like? I mean, what is that like to be a coach with a guy that's already been there and done that, trophy in the case, and you show up? Obviously, the difference between position coach and head coach, but I'm wondering if we can draw a parallel here for those listening and watching.
It's interesting. I when you brought up my time with the 49ers, I remember I've been at work there about 2 weeks, and Bill walked in and said, listen, Joe's coming over today. I want you guys just go get a Coke and get to know each other a little bit. And I was thinking the whole time, this guy's already won 2 Super Bowls. He's MVP of the league. What in the world can I teach him? Or how is this going to work? And Joe came in, and we started walking down the hallway, and he goes, Mike, before we go any farther, listen, I want you to coach me hard, quote unquote. I want you to coach me hard. If I'm doing something wrong, you tell me. If you want me to do something, I'll listen. And right away, it changed everything. And my anxiety or any anxiousness I had, went, and he was great that way. And it kind of set the tone with how I could approach quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks I ever coached in the NFL. And there was a great player who did that. And I think Aaron, the quarterback, whoever the coach is, and the quarterback like an Aaron Rodgers, you have to have trust in each other. You have to believe in one another. You have to kind of click or have some sort of a moment there where you're going, okay, I'm with you and you're with me. And that appears to have happened this year.
Yeah, I would say.
Aaron. And,
yeah.
And, it's hard when you're going in and there's a superstar there. He's setting his ways. He's learning a new offense. And, but you as the coach, that's what you're paid to do. You're paid to make it work somehow. So as the adult in the room, you got to figure out how to do that.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.